Right. Um. Good. Good evening. EAA. Now I discovered some things in Forex, and I want to show you. I got it. These are basically ICT concept and just how I view the market from his own perspective, and what triggers my expectation, and how I treat this expectation to my profitability. Firstly, you need to be acquainted with ICT concepts to be able to understand what I'm trying to say here. Very important. One of the things I want to draw attention to is this is Euro British Pound, and this is a 1 week time frame. The first thing I want to show us is an old low, which is very paramount in ICT concept, and how he uses it, and how I use it. Now you would have seen this old low here. This old low, very important. So please note that that's a form of liquidity that ICT talks about, and he teaches his children, his people that follow this concept, to be very mindful of that. Now, when price hits significant old low, especially on a higher time frame, it has the capability to change the direction of the market for a short or a long term. So how I use this is very important. So let's dive in lower. You can see of course market entered into it seriously from here, and then we saw this reaction. I actually traded this, but its movement was not something I expected, so I thought it was awesome. So let's check lower time frame and see what triggers my expectation and how I use it. Now let's head over to the daily time frame. Now this is the daily time frame. In fact, I was expecting that this fair value gap here will be where the whole movement would have stopped, but it actually exceeded my expectation. As I would now, that was the old low, the one we are using. This is it here. So I want to check. There's something that I really look for when markets get there. Sometimes on 4 hours time frame. That's the last place I want to check for a week trade. If I'm expecting that trade to happen in a week, I need to see something on the 4-hour time frame. So what I'll do, this is a daily time frame just to show us and to show you the scope of my expectation for the trade. I wasn't expecting it to exceed that fair value gap, but it does. Actually, I left this trade before it actually came there. I took my profit even before price got into that fair value gap. Now going to 4 hours, which is one of the time frame I used to check out this nice trade setup. So one of the things I'm looking for is after market has entered into an old low. One of the things I'm looking for is that if there is a nearest fair value gap, I want to see it invalidated. This is it. That fair value gap, once it is invalidated, it becomes an inversion fair value gap, which is one of the things price have to do. It has to invalidate the nearest fair value gap and then return into it. Once it invalidates the nearest fair value gap, I'm sure that market is going to go higher. Once it has hit a hold low. So one of the things I'm looking for is, does it have the ability to invalidate a nearest fair value gap? Once it does that, that's my trade. So this is a 4 hours, which is very important. And once it has done that, what I'll be looking for is I'll go to 1 hour lower time frame to check some other things also. And in this case, it is different. These things they are different from each other. So they are really, really different. And now let's go to 1 hour. Now 1 hour time frame shows something very, very interesting. And just so you know, so this is the 4 hours inversion fair value gap. This is the 4 hours inversion fair value gap. So on the day this one happened, when I saw that inversion fair value gap was going to be closed in on that day, and I now saw that this area here, there was a 1 hour break of market structure here, PMS. So once that had happened, I knew that the market was going to change direction for a little while, and of course it did. So when I saw that 1 hour BMS, that made it very interesting, and of course it was. So after then broke market structure, the next thing I was looking for was I went to 15 minutes to check if there was something I was really, really interested in on the 15 minutes time frame. So going down to the 15 minutes time frame, did I see anything so serious? Yes, I saw a very small fair value gap, very small. That was what I used to, after the break of market structure, I saw on 1 hour. So seeing that there was a break in market structure, let me go back to 1 hour and then make that break of market structure visible. So this is it, break of market structure. And then when this happened, we can see that, of course, it came down and then entered into a Fibonacci. I usually use Fibonacci retracement tool. So it came from here. This was the origin. Here, and rounding it up to the highest high there, we could in fact see that at 62% retracement level, 70% retracement level, it came, and that was how I traded it. So simple and soft, and we could see to what length it could go. In fact, on the daily time frame, closing beyond that fair value gap made a whole lot of sense, and it was massive. 62% retracement level, and your stop loss just beyond that, just beyond this point here, would have made a whole lot of sense. Your stop loss here would have made a whole lot, and your entry at 62% retracement level, you can see how much pips that would have given just with this little information here. So hopefully you got something, a value from this. This is how I figure out this trade, and it made a whole lot of sense.